Increased restrictions and stiff penalties as the government races to aggressively fight a fast-moving pandemic gripping the world. Good morning, everyone. I'm Akush Lopinder, and welcome to the Morning Edition. The country on the brink of a mandatory 8-hour curfew as new business hours take effect. This as government imposes a mandatory curfew to avoid the spread of the COVID-19 nationwide. Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, making the announcement yesterday, just days after tabling the emergency proclamation in Parliament. Altavis Munnings tells us more.
The mandatory curfew that begins between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. until further notice is a temporary measure Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis disclosed will be used to address the spread of the highly contagious COVID-19 virus.
The orders that I am about to announce are very strong, but they will save lives, which is my greatest responsibility as Prime Minister.
Prime Minister Minnis announced that for 11 days from 9 a.m. on Friday, March 20th, ending at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, March 31st, all establishments, including businesses, offices, stores, and organizations, must suspend operations to the general public. But there are some exceptions. From 6 a.m. to 5 p.m., wholesale or retail grocery stores and farmers markets, pharmacies, commercial ports and related businesses, laundromats and wash houses, as well as gas stations inclusive of the gas trucks and personnel will remain open. Doctors' offices, hospitals, medical facilities, medical supply establishments, hotels, and airports can all remain open. Banks can conduct business between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Food, drive-through, or takeaway vendors can open between 6 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. Construction companies can open for business between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. Any other business wishing to open during the specified order must submit their request in writing to the Prime Minister for approval. And to enhance social distance, the Prime Minister added that every person in an establishment or business must distance themselves from other persons at a minimum of 3 to 6 feet.
No person shall visit any place of quarantine or isolation station. No person shall be permitted to visit any detainee in a correctional facility, nor more than one person at any time shall visit a patient in a hospital or residential care establishment or facility. Subject to the provision of this order, every person shall remain in the confines of their dwelling home, inclusive of their yard space.
The Prime Minister also detailed how the order impacts social gatherings.
No person shall host or attend 1. A private party, which includes any person from outside of the immediate household of the house occupant. A recreational or competitive sporting event. A wedding which hosts 10 or more persons other than the bride, bridegroom, official witnesses, and the marriage officer. A banquet, ball, or reception. Any social event. A funeral, except 10 members of the immediate family and at least one officiant and essential mortuary staff. Or a meeting of a fraternity society, private or social club, or civic association or organization.
The order also prohibits persons traveling on a public bus, mail boat, inter-island sailing, except for freight transport, or non-essential inter-island commercial sea transport. The curfew, though, does allow for spiritual time.
Nothing in this order shall prohibit religious or educational instruction, worship, or other activity by electronic or virtual means. Nothing will prohibit individual attendance at a church for private individual prayer while maintaining social distances. All other establishments, institutions, businesses, or offices, inclusive of public service, as may be authorized by the respective permanent secretary, shall work from home, and such establishments, institutions, businesses, or offices shall maintain only essential staff for the performance of core function while adhering at all times to social distancing.
All law enforcement personnel, including police, defense force, fire, and correctional services officers, employees of the National Insurance Board, departments of social services and environmental health, sanitation workers, and hospital, healthcare facility, and medical facility staff will be able to continue their duties. Essential services by officers of power and water services, as well as the print and electronic media, are also required during the order. The Prime Minister announced that any person, company, or organization that contravenes any order is liable to a fine not exceeding $10,000 or a prison term not exceeding 18 months, or both. Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.